Hello, Gillian, and welcome to the Martin Talk Show. Thank you so much for joining me. We're here to talk about your show and all that jazz.
Yes,
And
thank you so
half an
much.
hour.
Oh, yes, it's a half hour. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. Is that part of the title? And all that jazz, a half hour.
It is, but I feel like I should have. I think I'm dropping. I feel like I put that on the forms, and I was to be clear. But the
Hmm.
show is just and all that jazz. Just
And all that jazz. No, it sounds punchy as it is. All that jazz.
exactly, exactly. So yes, it is a half hour, but and all that jazz is it's a beautiful half hour. It's dazzling, and I'm so excited to be here to talk to you. It's 9:30 in the morning, my time. Got up, got early.
Where are you? Where are you in the world? Where are we talking from?
I'm in a really small town, New York City. Don't know if you've ever heard of it, but New York City. It's the Big Apple.
Oh,
But
oh, that one. That's the small town, the New
yeah,
York
yeah,
City.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I've heard whispers and rumors about the place,
yeah.
but
It's
yeah,
it's really growing.
stuff goes on there occasionally. Yeah, a bit quiet.
Yeah, so that's where I am today. Where are you?
I'm just north of London, in
That's it.
Essex.
Okay,
So
perfect. That's where
yeah,
a lot of people on Love Island are from, Essex.
they are. They are. In Essex, where I live, everyone seems to know a Love Islander. Or there's a TV show here called The Only Way is Essex as
I
well.
I
Have you
have
heard of
heard.
that one?
Yes,
Yeah.
and also
uh,
Charlie XCX. Her famous line is, "Forgot that inside that icon, there's still a young girl from Essex."
Yes. And so she in the town that I'm from, this is where she grew up. So yeah, stuff does happen here. People do grow and go on to do things, whether it's be a pop star or a Love Islander.
I wonder if Charlie will listen to this talk show today. I'm so excited.
Who, who knows? Who knows?
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
So tell me about your excitement for the Fringe. You look excited. I'm presuming you are.
Oh, I'm the most excited on earth. I've never been to the UK in general. Never been to
Hmm.
Edinburgh. Never been to the UK. It's always been a dream of mine to like have a solo show at the Fringe, and so this is just like a huge like I can't believe it's happening. Put it all together this year. Well, I mean, I've written the show before and performed it, but we're like really kind of making this whole Fringe thing come true. I started planning this in January, so now it's July 25th.
Hmm.
I can't believe it. I'm shipping off in 2 weeks, and I'm so excited.
Wow. When do you come over here? When does the show arrive?
So I come in because I'm doing a half run, and I'm coming in the middle, which
Hmm.
my entire experience this year is like, first time at Fringe. Maybe I should have come out earlier, but I'm gonna be there
Hmm.
like August 10th, so kind of like in the middle. But
That's when it's really like the vibe is there at that time. You're coming
okay,
in like yeah, you're coming for the vibe. The build up is like the energy is fever pitch.
okay, whew, because I was like, I'm missing Meet the Media. I'm missing, oh no, like, but I'm in every WhatsApp chat and the Facebook and chats and
Excellent.
everything. Huge part about Fringe is you have to get back on Facebook. No one tells you that.
Yes. Yeah,
Um,
there is. There's a Facebook, there's the group chats and all of that going on that you have to be part of it, don't you?
yeah, but so I'll be there at the 10th, and then my show starts the 13th. So got a
Hmm.
couple of days to see a bunch of shows. I mean, I'm still gonna
Yeah.
see shows when I perform, but really like fill up the day with shows and tech
Hmm.
and things like that.
And I guess experience Edinburgh a little bit before you get into doing your shows if you can.
Yes, I want to like sit out in a blanket, like somewhere grassy, and like have
Yeah.
cheese and a whiskey, and I want to just like
Uh,
soak it all up.
do you know Arthur's Seat?
Yes, 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 that's on the
Yes,
list.
yeah, that's where you need to go. You need to go up there and get the views of Edinburgh. That's pretty
Absolutely.
that's pretty cool. That's a good place to go and have a picnic.
Yes, I mean that's like the number one thing I want
If
to
the
do.
weather's good, because that's the only thing with Edinburgh. The weather can be shockingly bad at times. They don't really have a summer.
Yes, people say they say all four seasons in one day.
Yes, yeah. So if you have a good sunny morning, you know it's going to be raining by the afternoon.
It's okay. I've come prepared. I got because I don't like to hold umbrellas. I'm like, ugh,
Mhm.
an umbrella.
Yes,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
got I got the cutest. I got hot pink ponchos. So I want
Okay.
to be protected, but also fashionable. Like I really am trying to
Yes.
stick with the theme of the pink for the show. So I got some ponchos.
So we haven't even got into the show yet. So tell me what is the show about? You say there's a theme of pink?
Well, that's like my branding. I'm very much. I'm like you gotta keep all my press tour. I gotta wear the color. But
Yeah.
yeah, so this is my half hour solo show. I wrote it. I star in it. It's a kind of combination of I like to do a lot of storytelling comedy instead of just like stand up, stand up, stand up. I find that I'm most comfortable and I feel like I'm most funny when I'm telling like a narrative. Jokes are in it, but bringing the audience along for like this tale of something true that happened to me that I can't believe happened, and I think everyone needs to know about it. So this show focuses on some jobs that I've had in the past that I really thought were going to solve all of my problems. Like, don't know if you've ever had a job that you're like, this is it.
This
This
is
is
the one. This
yeah.
is yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly. And especially at the like age, me in my early 20s, I'm like, well,
Mm.
I'm 22. This is probably it. Like, so funny. But so it, goes
I
through.
was having that up till 38, so
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure, like I'm about to be 30, so I'm still feeling it. But yeah, so I had like a really horrible job in college, and then I had a horrible job once I moved to New York to become a star, of course. And it's the show all in all kind of talks about how I'm still searching for my big break, but there's this kind of element to the show towards the end that's like, wow, I felt like, all these moments were so unjust towards me that I'm going to make things right. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. And it's kind of like, what if the real fame was the friends we made along the way? What if the real fringe was that? So it's like, what if this show right now was that? But also there's a moment in the show towards the end where I give the audience kind of what they've been waiting for the whole time, which is me proving I'm a triple threat, sing, act, dance.
wow. So yeah, so this triple threat thing is a thing that the industry throws around that as a performer you're told kind of I remember back in my days at college I was just an actor back at college, but I was told I've got no chance without being a triple threat. Like give it up, forget the wanting to be a performer, forget who you think you are. If you're not a triple threat, there's no chances. I wonder where that stands for you.
Yeah, it's so funny because in the show I'm like I'm a triple threat, I'm a triple threat, I'm a triple threat, and I have a lot of jokes about that, about like what those triples are, other than
Hmm.
sing, act, dance, and it's funny because
Ah.
in my real life too, I'm like I'm a singer, I'm an actor, I'm like I'm a mover, I can really pick up some steps. To say dancing first does feel inauthentic, but it is something that I'm like that I'm just like pushing myself forwards of like, what? I am a dancer. You know what? Actually, and you're going to see it because my big advice to everyone always is like, if someone's like, I want to be in a play, well, then you need to write a play, or you need to get you need to get someone to write a play for you. Like, oh, if you want to be in a movie, honey, you need to make a movie. So I'm like, oh, if you want to be a dancer, you need to start dancing. So it kind of resonates for me in the way that I'm like, yeah, I am total the classic a triple threat, but also there could be another definition, and I have a lot of fun with that.
When did you come to that realization? Did you always know, or did someone specifically say to you, you have to do your own work?
Oh, it was totally from being rejected a bunch. Totally from, and I talk about this in the show of like not getting cast in things, of like, oh my gosh, okay, going into college, and I don't know if this is like your other experience of like being an actor, but when I
Mhm.
started college, I was like, great, everyone's on the same playing field. We all, are just went to high school and now we want to be actors. I was so wrong. I came from a super, super small town in the South where everyone talks like this and everyone's got real Southern accents, and everyone would just like hear that I love to do theater and they'd be like, you should go on American Idol, the show American
Mhm.
Idol.
Like that's the only way.
Yeah, they'd be like, you should go American Idol. I hear they're coming. I'm like, that's not what I do, Grandma, but cool. Flattered. But I went to a high school where they couldn't afford to like put on like real productions of things with like licensing. So we would copy movie scripts. We'd take movie scripts and a poor teenager would transcribe them at home and then come in and be like, here's the script to The Breakfast Club. Like,
I thought you was going to say Die Hard.
that's so fun. Yeah, it would be, we did Breakfast Club and we did School of Rock. So like the Jack Black
Okay.
movie. And then, yeah, the famous like John Hughes, Molly Ringwald film.
Yeah, yeah, of
Um,
course.
but we would call it different things to avoid copyright. Like Breakfast Club was Don't You Forget About Me, like the Simple Minds song. And so to kind of avoid that. So I came into college with like those were my credits. Like, I played
Mhm.
Claire, the Molly Ringwald character in Don't You Forget About Me, a rip-off of the Breakfast Club. And everyone was like, well, I've done Viola in Twelfth Night, and
Mhm.
I've done Streetcar, and just or like I was in Tartuffe. Like I'm like, oh, like what's that? What's Tartuffe? Um, and so whenever I came in, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I need to be all of these things at once. I need to be it very much was like, oh, if you don't have these character shoes to dance and you don't have this sheet music. So I felt like going into it, I was like, oh, I guess I have to be this.
hmm I'm just thinking right now. I'm so sure that John Hughes would be so proud to hear that his pieces were taken by high school students and turned
It's
into
so
theatre.
funny. We did the like I was looking at it the other day. Like the famous movie poster of them like laying down and like doing
Yes, yeah,
those.
yeah.
We did that, but it was like, just kind of like trying to do it, and we had to edit the script because of all the F words in it and make it for high schoolers. Such a feat, but I do agree that John Hughes would be like, okay, this is incredible.
Yeah, yeah. It almost sounds like a plot to one of his films, actually.
It does. It's like we have to put on this show, but
Sure.
change everything about it.
Every, yeah. So
Yeah.
I wonder, do you think in any way as a performer doing work like that different to the other schools has it influenced you in any way?
Um, yeah, I think that it has. I think that it's definitely made me like, and going back to the thing of like, you have to make your own opportunities. It definitely has just kind
Hmm
of made me feel like, hey, if you want to make something happen, you need to really be so resourceful and you need to create your own ways of this happening for you specifically to like make it authentic to yourself and collaborating with others too. I feel like that's like a huge element too, that people always are like, oh, I want to be the star. I want to be like solo, but it's like you can't do that by yourself.
Yes, yeah. So it's forced you to think a little bit more creative at an early stage rather than just take a script and do what's ordered of you within that. Ordered, is that the right word?
I guess
Already
directed, yeah, directed.
directed, like this is the path of how it's done. Whereas it sounds to me like you've had to devise your own piece and it forced some creativity within you.
Yeah, and it definitely is fun because it's like I'm in charge of everything. Like I love solo performance. I was talking to someone the other day and about like how they are like I do not do solo. Like I'd rather perform with a group because if we fail, then we fail together. And
Hmm
I'm like, oh no 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 no. Like I'm like if I fail, I'm failing on my own. I don't want anyone else to fail with me. Or I just feel like I would be like I don't know, sometimes, especially with this, it's like a personal story about myself. That of course I've had feedback from other people, but it's nice to be like, okay, if I make the wrong decision, that's on me, and I learn from that, and then I can have like kind of full control over this. But yeah.
Why do we choose to, or why do you choose to do something that's so personal and put that in front of people?
Oh, I have this like inner need to like tell everyone everything, like in the way that I think that they need to know that like it's sometimes things that like are like, yeah, this was so unjust that happened to me. Like I need to make it right, but I need to tell you. But also I'm like, you'll never guess what happened to me. Like it's the kind of that thing I think we all have about ourselves where it is like I'm so special and I'm so different, even though these things have happened to like this thing that's happened to me has happened to everyone else, but
Hmm
my perspective and my take on it is so unique. It's one in a jillion. Um, plug the handle. But it's like my specific POV, like my take on this and experience that makes it something you must hear. So I'm like, you'll never guess this. That's kind of like my essence when I perform.
Yes, and yeah, you're giving me like a bit of a realization here as well with theatre and how that does that. It shows these common things that we go through, these shared experiences. But then you as an artist get to have your own perspective on it. And it's
Yeah,
making me think of another podcast I listened to recently. Do you know Rick Rubin? Have you heard of
I've
him? The
heard, but I've
music.
not listened.
Oh, okay, okay. You need to, as a creative, you need to look into Rick Rubin. He's like my guru. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's a music producer. The Beast he produced like the Beastie Boys, and
yeah.
he's produced albums for thousands of musicians. Well, anyway, he was talking about AI recently and why he's got no fear of AI doing creative stuff. And it's
Uh-huh.
because of that perspective. Whilst we've got these shared experiences and AI can churn out the common stories that we share, it can't do what you're doing. It can't take your perspective.
Oh, I love that. And yeah,
Mm.
I totally agree because that's, I think, one of like my biggest strengths is like my very specific like POV because everyone's been fired from a job, or if you haven't, everyone's had a job that they hate, which is like what I try to like connect people with the show of like, hey, have you ever had a job that is like you get it and you're like, oh no, oh no, like what have I done to myself? I guess I'll stick it out. But so yeah, it's that thing of like, oh, but no one's ever done it like me. So that's one thing I love about just like, obviously art in general, but mostly like solo shows because I crave to see a solo show because I want to hear. I mostly want to hear someone's perspective that's completely different from mine too, because then I'm in the audience and I'm like, no way, I could not do that, you know.
So, I wonder if it's harder for creatives doing jobs that aren't for us. I wonder if we, in some way, I say us as creatives. I think everyone's a creative, unless some people don't maybe know
Yeah.
it. But create people that know they're creative when they go and do a job that's not for them, that's not part of that feeling hurts, doesn't it? That
Yeah.
I've been in that position. I worked in a bank for 5 years, and I talk about this a lot because it was a period of my life that it was 5 years, and I hated every moment that I was there. It was like my soul was being destroyed because I knew I couldn't be me.
Yeah. Okay. Incredible. I'm like, I want to see a solo show about that, please. Um, but oh yeah, and also I'm like, could you imagine not identifying as a creative? I know there are people out there, but I haven't met one yet. I probably have, but yeah, no, I think that's definitely another huge element too. That I really like every job that I have. I need to at least be like, if it's not like I'm so passionate about this, it needs to be a sweet deal. Like it needs to be like I can chill. I tell my friends like, you need a lazy girl job. You need a job. You're at a desk, you're doing emails, but it's like not urgent, things like that. So I
I,
do agree that, at least for me personally, I need to have a job where I'm like, it needs to be, like you need to fill two of these categories. Like either the people are cool, the work that you work with, the clientele is cool, it's a sweet setup, you get a lot of freebies, or the hours are great, the pay's great. I'm like, you need to pick two of those for me. And like, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. And so where are you at your life now with that? Where are you? Have you found a good place now? Like you've got this, you're in this moment where you can go to the fringe. So you must have been able to find some kind of like freedom with work.
Well, Martin, it's so funny you ask because I talk about in the show of like, yes, a job that will solve all of my problems, like, wondering what job that'll be. Actually, earlier this year, I ended up leaving my full-time job that I was at. It's not mentioned in the show, but I
Mhm.
left a full-time job. I love to work with kids. This is true, no jokes. I'm amazing with kids. I love children, and so I was working at this like truly wretched like preschool. Like it was not in the way that they were like abusing kids, but it was like being an employee there was horrible, and I had a really really bad boss, and I was so unhappy. I was like making a lot of money, but I was so unhappy, and it was kind of one of those like crossroads where you're like, well, if I don't leave now, I'll never leave. And
Mhm.
this was kind of the first time that really that I've left other like kind of quick jobs, like little like positions here and there, and I've left them like to end up on good terms. But this job I did leave. I put in my 2 weeks, which was such a huge change for me because in my show I talk about how like I don't like to quit things. I don't break up with people. I don't end streaks. I have a 1800-day Duolingo streak and I'm still on the application Be Real for 1,000. No one's on Be Real anymore. I can't quit. And so I don't quit things because I'd rather things just go on forever. So I kind of felt like with that job that I left earlier this year, I was like, I mean, I could stay here forever. Like I'm so good at the job. They love me. They love taking advantage of me. This could be forever. But I really did make the jump of like, hold on, I am going to do my own thing. I'm going to freelance. I'm going to nanny. It's an incredible industry, nannying. I need to do a show about that. But so I've been doing a lot of nannying, which has been so nice that I'm making my own schedule. After Fringe, I think I'm gonna get a full-time nanny job. If anyone's looking, listening to this show, I'll come to the UK. But anyway, so I definitely am like able to make my own schedule now because I'm like, when is this ever gonna happen again that I'm gonna have like the luxury to make my own schedule, take a month off for Fringe? So I'm really just kind of like, this is landed on my plate now. I'm gonna do it. But it's so funny that I did leave the job in January, and they were so sour to me about it. They were like, "Why would you ever leave this place?" And I had to be like, "Well, I'm doing the Edinburgh Fringe. Like, ever heard of it?" Of course, they never. And I was like, "I'm doing that. I'm going to take a show to the Fringe." And this is the truth. This is the complete truth that after I left, 4 months after that, the business shut down.
Goes to
Shuttered.
show you were holding it together, weren't you?
Exactly,
Yeah,
Martin. You said it.
like
I didn't. You said
you didn't
it.
say it's obvious to me.
Exactly. I walk by it a couple times a week, and it's like the sign has been taken off. Like you look in, and what once was a gym for like kids, there's no trampoline anymore. But so I'm like, ha ha ha.
It doesn't sound like their ethics was in the right place.
It was insane. It was just like money, money,
Mhm.
money, 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 money. It would be like we would have like kids for summer camp and they would, just take as many kids as possible. We'd have like 25 kids in a room with like two teachers and then they'd go, "Oh, by the way, here's this child. They've never been away from their mom and dad. They don't speak English and and they are nonverbal and so they will need help with that." And you're like, okay, this is like we can do this, but like just to throw this on us, like this child needs help that we can't give them. It was a lot. It was wild, but so
So it's really brave to take that leap. It takes a lot of courage. How did you do it?
yes, I mean, well, the support of my fans, no, but no, and in all reality, like truly support from my family and friends, but. Of course, I did have the luxury of being able to do this because, like, you still need income and you have to pay bills. And so I still have been working nonstop. But it's so nice because again, it's so funny to talk about like my nanny life. But I don't know, you get to know a lot of fun families. And so then they're like, hey, we rely on you. And so I've been able to do that. I'm also like a born and bred hustler. I feel like I'm like, saving money. I'm cutting the paper towels in half. I don't know. I'm on Facebook
So,
Marketplace getting a lot of cheap stuff, selling things. But so it's been really nice because if I had kept that job was like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, and it's tale as old as time. Like
Mhm.
when are you gonna have the time to be creative when you're so burnt out? You know it.
So how does that feel now? Now that you've taken that leap and you're in there and you're going straight into the fringe, you're diving that way. What is that
Oh,
feeling right now?
it feels incredible. It is really like again, huge luxury to not have to like take off work, like put in PTO. Huge
Mhm.
luxury there, but it feels incredible. I am like tomorrow is like 2 weeks until we leave. So I'm just getting so excited. I really am like, oh my gosh, I like this is also another advantage I think I do have of like I am going to be missing out on the first like 10 days of Fringe, but I will get all the people who are there in Fringe in the group chats on the WhatsApps being like,
Mhm.
make sure you bring this or by the way, you need this. So I'm like thinking I'll be able to like get a little intel from those people who
Y-
came early.
Yeah, that's good. You can listen into some of the whispers before you arrive, and you can make sure that you make the best of the opportunity when you arrive, based upon listening maybe to some others' mistakes.
Exactly, exactly. And I
It
can you
sounds
believe
like a good strategy.
Yes, and can you believe I am going to check a bag for the first time? I've never like checked a bag in my life. I'm so scared of it. What if it gets lost?
Have you get an air tag? I've done that before.
Oh, I got it. Oh, Martin already ahead
Yeah.
of me. I got the AirTag. I even have a little cute pink holder for the AirTag. Stamp
Well,
brand.
there you go. It's in there. You can make sure it gets on the flight. I don't know what you do if the bag stays behind and you're flying off. Like you'll just know about it, but
I
yeah.
know it's so funny. I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, I just like, like what happens, and just and I was like kind of freaking out. He was so funny. He was like, you know what, we should probably just not go anymore. If you're too stressed about, how about let's just cancel it. I'm like, no, it will be fine. But yeah, I the AirTag,
Mm,
it's ordered. It's here.
it's in the bag. Good,
Yeah,
good.
so it'll be fine.
I have a precious piece of cargo that I was considering bringing with me to Edinburgh, but it won't fit. They won't. It's too big for my hand luggage, and I don't know how to describe what it is actually.
I was like, what is the cargo?
It's almost too precious that I'm like, should I have come up by train? I've got a co-host that sometimes joins me on the podcast,
Yeah.
but my co-host isn't if he hears me say this, he won't like it. He's not real. He's
Oh my gosh.
completely imaginary. He's a puppet.
Okay.
But
That's so precious.
sometimes he joins me, and yeah, I won't put him in the hold. It's just far too much of a risk for me. It's too precious.
Absolutely, you cannot lose that precious co-host. Yeah, I mean, and who knows
Mhm.
how they would handle the host.
Exactly. Yeah. So no, he's not going in the hold. So anyway, so what does the next couple of weeks of your other than listening into the whispers, what's the next couple of weeks preparation look like for you?
Oh my gosh, I was getting my flyers. I've been trying to like make a fun post of like, sorry, subtle plug right here. I'm wearing my I'm a Gillionaire shirt.
Oh, oh yes, yeah, at the Fringe.
Yes, at the Fringe. Thinking my graphic designer Eve Wallach is the best. But I call all my fans Gillionaires. You're Martin. You're obviously a Gillionaire. I can tell.
I'm a Jill. Yeah, oh, good. I appreciate that.
You've
Thank you.
always been. This is Gillionaire, and like on the back it says like I saw Gillian Gurganus at the Fringe. Gotta love it.
Love that.
So
So what does that mean to be a Gillionaire then?
oh,
You've given me the honorary title, but I don't know what it means.
well, it's huge. Again, everyone's a Gillionaire. It's just kind of like when you come into like the consciousness of knowing. But these are my fans, so they they stand, they support, but they really get again what I'm bringing to the table, my point of view, and they're
Mhm.
addicted to it, like you are as well. Um, but so yeah, so my flyers, I was posting and I was like, you see all these posts and you try to stand out. And, I was talking to my friends and like, you need to offer 20 pounds an hour. Like 15's not cutting it anymore. Like if you want to get the, people. And I'm like, okay. Like
Are
I'm
we?
going to do it.
And we're talking about the guys on the streets handing out the leaflets for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's,
Okay.
yeah. So I've been doing it. So I was like offering and I was like, but you got to wear a pink Gillionaire's shirt. And I got some people replying back. So now I have my pick of the litter. And
Nice.
I will say someone has stood out. I won't name names if they're listening. Someone did stand out and they were like, I'd love to wear the pink shirt. I have pink pants, pink cowboy boots, and like a pink hat. And two thoughts, I'm like, wait a second, like, I hope they don't think I'm like some like, I'm a cowboy, But also, I think that the cowboy boots and cowboy hat would be incredible. Like, I love that look.
Hmm.
I think it would stand out. So they are high in the running. So I'm
See,
working on flyers right now.
this is a side of the Fringe that I don't know because I've never been to the Fringe as a performer. So I don't know this side of the Fringe. I wasn't aware that you that flyers were pitching for work.
Oh, that's the thing too of like, well, one, I'm bleeding thousands of dollars, just like or
Yes.
pounds rather, but but it's okay because I'm like, you know what? Biggest thing I've ever done in my career. Like, you can't take the money with you to heaven, Martin. You can't do it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's all
You
for the
truly,
experience. Yeah.
yeah, and truly I won't because I won't have any left. But
Mhm.
yeah, so trying to get the flyers And of course, this is me. This is all the information I've gotten from my friends who have done Fringe before, and me blowing them up every 7 days. Like, hey, by the way, how do you do this? Hey, by the way, how would you get that? And so the answer is Facebook. It's all on Facebook, even though I've had some people reach out on Instagram. Gotta love
Hmm.
that. And so, yeah, so you gotta get the flyers. And I'm trying to figure out, like, oh, okay, so my show's at 2:25 in the afternoon. So I'm like, okay, we'll go out from noon to 2, and then I'll have 30 minutes to get ready, and just kind of figuring that out. Or like some people aren't flyering the whole run of their show, depending on sales. So it's a lot right now where I am my own businesswoman, kind of like, this seems right, right? Figuring it out.
Yeah, and I think a big thing if I can give you any advice for what you're talking
Yes.
about there, is that I would be conscious of burnout with doing that. As a
Yeah,
performer, there's so much energy that you need to give that you need to, when you're outside of that performance, you need to, obviously you do want to bring in that audience, but you need to look after yourself and you need to be like, half an hour, is that really enough time for me to relax
true.
prior to going into a show?
True. And that's why I'm like, okay, I could have the freedom where I could be like, peace out. And then like they stay
Hmm.
on the, they stay flyering. But yeah, definitely that's why I was like, oh, I'll do it for the first like 5 days of my show. Cause I'm like, I got the reviewers, I got the filming coming. My mom is coming too. This is huge. I'm definitely, I'm like, okay, maybe not the whole run, or I could always add on, but it's truly, I'm like, it will be a lot of trial and error as everything is, but
Hmm.
that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm doing flyering, and oh, I'm trying to print a lot of things so people give me reviews, like a QR code where
Yes.
like my show is pay
So
what
it's
you will. Yeah.
easy for people to leave their review, yes, because a lot of public will just wander away. So
Yeah.
that's a really
Which
great idea, the QR code.
Yeah, which again, I'd heard from
Hmm.
my friend Bailey Swilly, who did the Fringe last year, and because her show is, I think, Pay What You Will as well as mine is, and so she
Hmm.
was like, just being real with you, if it's Pay What You Will, no one's gonna pay a thing because there's so many ticketed shows that people are just excited to see a show for free, which I totally get, makes complete sense. But she gave me a tip. She was like, tell them like, hey, you don't need to leave me money, leave me a review. That would be a good payment. And so people are like, oh, of course, yeah, I'll give you a
Hmm.
review. So
Something I saw a comedian doing last year, and this is not for everyone, but something I saw last year that was great was the comedian after the show was mingling with people and taking as many selfies as possible,
yeah.
so that then when people were sharing the selfies, she was like, "Oh, can you also leave a review on the selfie? Just let
Yeah.
every and tag where we're at." And that
Ex-
was working. That was working really well for her.
oh, absolutely. I love a selfie. I'm selling my shirts too, so I'm like,
Nice.
millionaire shirts. But I love to take a pic. I'm like, tag at one in a jillion, at one in a jillion, manically.
And so, what's your hopes and dreams for the Fringe then? What does the dream look like?
Martin, I've been told to be so realistic. I'm not
Hmm.
like sold out show every time. No, I'm like, it was really cool that the Fringe Society has been doing a lot of like fun Zooms this summer, um, about just like making the most of the Fringe or building a community at the Fringe. And I liked that one of the things that they said in one of their Zooms was like, again, don't aim to sell out the whole show. Aim to fill one row or like fill 2 rows. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful because my goals are really like get some good reviews from audience and also press. So that just to have that, especially from like a country I'm not from, like how special to see what other audiences that I'm not really used to think of my show and get feedback that way. But so I feel like my goals are like get some good reviews, get some reviews. Maybe they won't all be stellar. Who knows? But come on, we're all Jillionaires. And then I just want to explore, and I want to see a lot of shows too. I want to, of course, see like my New York friends, but again, I could see those in New York too. But I want to see things that I can't always see in New York, and just really like experience so many different types of performance. I want to see plays, and I want to see musicals, and I want to see things that will make me cry. I love to cry.
You're going to the place for that to experience all that, and you're going to be amongst so many other creatives. The relationships that can build from a place like that can be really wonderful,
Yeah.
and can be really nice as well. And yeah, and it's nice to have those realistic dreams. Um, but is there any dream for you then beyond the fringe? Is there a dream for the future?
Yeah, I think I
And
would
it
love
doesn't have to be realistic. We can make this as fantasy as possible. The
perfect.
ultimate dream. No rules.
Perfect. I love this. Wow, this is so fun. I'm having so much fun on this conversation. Um, I would love to have a Netflix special. I would love to have a Netflix special that's, either, probably called like One in a Jillion or something like that. I just feel like that's been like my through line. Of course, my Instagram handle since middle school. But I want to have a Netflix special. I'd love to have like my solo show that I feel so good about sharing with the world, like recorded, and so that like everyone can see it all across the world if they of course have Netflix. I think it's privileged, but yeah, I feel like like a taped special would be great. Or I think either something like like to be a host of like a long running show. I've always like I love hosting too. I have a comedy show here in New York that I perform in, like I headline, but I'm also the host and have other performers on. And so I love that element too. I'd love to host like a game show or like a cooking show. Or I don't know, something like that, where like again, I'm the star. I'm in charge of how the flow goes, but I get to show my personality. So I think those are my two big dreams. And oh, and I also want to have like 3 kids. I'm just putting that out into the universe. I'm gonna be a gorgeous, hilarious mom. Not this year, but like in the future.
That's so nice to hear that you add that into it as well, that it's not just all about the career. This is life as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, I want to. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. My kids, Martin, my kids are gonna be so funny. They're gonna be gorgeous. They're gonna be tall. You can't tell, but I'm 5'10". They're wait, oh
Okay.
my gosh, that's in inches. Okay, I'm like centimeters. I'm a tall girl. They're gonna be tall. They're gonna be funny, and I'm just so excited. So yeah, I would love for my kids to be like, "There's Mama," because that's how they'll talk, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. That's an amazing dream. I like that. I like that. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Okay, here's a hypothetical then for you. So, if at this moment now, just before you just right now, you're about to jump into the fringe, but we could jump it, 10, 15 years into the future to meet your kids. What
Yes.
advice would you have for them at this point?
Oh my gosh, if it's like 10 to 15 years in the future, just kind of the thing of like never give up. Like everyone is going to like the world is going to come at you and people are going to tear you down, and not necessarily like you're going to get beaten down by the world like pessimistic, but oh my gosh, it is kind of the thing of like you are going to get everything you want, but it's not going to look the way that you thought it was going to look, and it is going to be because of like the work you put in. So it's very much again kind of coming back to like you got to make your own opportunities. If you want to do something, don't wait around, because I wait so many times, and I spent a lot of like the past like 5 to 10 years being like, I sure wish I could do this, and thinking that it would happen. And there's power to manifestation, but it's more than just like I sure wish. It's like I'm doing this and I'm going to the Fringe and I'm gonna be on the Martin Talk Show, and it's happening. Things like that.
I'm so a Gillionaire at this point. It's unreal. And I tell you what, so with my son, when I brought my son up in particular, my motto to him was never give up.
Oh,
Like like and 3 or 4 years old, whenever he was struggling with someone falling off his bike, couldn't kick a ball, whatever it was, I was like, we never give up. I used to say that's our family motto. And so
yeah.
and so he's 19 now, and so like he's very big. He's like 6 foot plus, and he looks down on me, and when I'm having a little moment, he says, "Dad, what's the family motto? Never give up."
Oh
And
my
it's
gosh,
like,
it's like a tear to my. I told you I love to cry.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
incredible. Wow, that's like the Stephen Sondheim lyric. That's like the only things we leave behind are children and art. Like that is it. That is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. Just like passing that on. I love that family motto. That's a really good one.
I don't know what one I've given to my daughter. I've probably quite a few actually.
How old's your
I'll
daughter?
have to ask her. 16.
16, 19. Oh my gosh, you have teenagers. Are they
Yeah, and
like
she's going to be at the Fringe as well, so I'll
awesome?
probably bring her along to come and see your show. So
Yes. I would love that. Is she like, Dad, I'm a teenager, but like
No,
in a
no, no, we're quite good. We got a good relationship. She's matured a lot. Actually she's a super mature 16-year-old.
let's
She is
go.
she is well ahead of her years, and she's like, right, Dad, I'm packing my guitar. Book me in venues. Check like I need to be in places. Where do I? Because she's a musician, so she's like, where do I need to be? Tell me. Let's make it happen.
Wow,
I
she
looked.
seems incredible.
I looked on TikTok today, and someone else, some like random person, shared her singing in a car park, and I'm just like, yeah, she's just out there in the world, and like, there's no stopping her. There is no stopping her.
Because
So
she's never giving up because of the family motto.
she must have picked up on that as well.
That's awesome. Okay, that sounds incredible. Obviously, best of luck to her. Hope I get to see her. Very,
I'm
very
sure you will.
cool. I love that.
I'm sure you will. So where are we going to find you then, Gillian? Where are we going to find you and the rest of the Gillionaires?
Online you can find me at one in a Jillian, spelled out in the words ONEINA GILLIAN. On Instagram, that is really the place. Of course, I'm like, hit me up on Facebook, I guess, but Instagram's really the place. But then once you're in the Fringe, once you're at the Fringe, I'll be at Just the Tonic at the Caves, just up the stairs, which is a mouthful to say, but I love saying it. But the 13th through the 24th of August. So
Wonderful.
the second half of the Fringe, I'll be there every day at 2:25 in the afternoon.
Excellent. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Gillian, for sharing. This has been a wonderful conversation. I really do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Martin. You were so easy to talk to, so fun to talk to, and this has been a thrill. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. No, thank you. And if anyone has been watching or listening, thank you for joining us for this conversation.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you all.
Bye bye.
Bye.